Let's talk about Adizadel College now. The Deputy Minister for Education and MP for Asin South, Reverend Ntim Fordjour, has been visiting that particular school today. We'll talk to him about what he has found and what decision has been taken by the policy persons in the education sector of Ghana. But before then, Reverend, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. We understand you lost your mom. Condolences for that.
Thank you very much, Umara.
Let's talk about WAEC briefly before we talk about Adizadel College. WAEC may not be able to conduct this year's BECE and WASCCE, and this is because of an indebtedness. We are told 50 million cedis earlier, but I'm just speaking more information that the amount was actually 219 million cedis, and that 83 million of it is in arrears. So it's not 50 million, but rather 83 million cedis. That's how much you have to pay WAEC before they can conduct this year's BECE and WASCCE. What do you know, first of all, as a president, maybe at the ministry as well, on this matter?
Thank you very much, Umaru. And on the matter of BECE, I wish to state emphatically that all arrangements to begin BECE on the 7th of August are in place and nothing has changed. The BECE will be conducted by WAEC unabated. Yes, there were some concerns of indebtedness that was brought to our attention, and that matter between the Ministry of Education and WAEC having engaged, as of yesterday, an amount of 40 million cedis had been disbursed has been paid to WAEC to support them in their operations. The relationship Ghana Education Service, or for that matter, Ministry of Education, has with WAEC is one that is continuous. And so for a continuous engagement, there will definitely be, at any point in time, some form of indebtedness. And there are always also some form of payments that are always also being done to ensure that WAEC is well-resourced and WAEC has the necessary resources it takes to put in place the necessary logistics to conduct the various examinations that they have been mandated to conduct. So this year's BECE is going to commence on the 7th of August and nothing has changed. And so that is assurance that...
You sound very confident, but if their money is not given to them, they cannot pay their invigilators and all of that.
Very much so. WAEC requires resources to operate, and for that matter, we are always minded to ensure that regularly payments do go. Of course, at some particular point, you would find that we would make some payments and some outstanding will be there. There might be some arrears. But optimally, to ensure that they have what it takes to conduct their examinations, we have always made available to them the resources they need. And as I indicated, 40 million cedis, as of yesterday, had been paid to WAEC. A lot of engagement had also gone on. And so,
as of yesterday, so that reduces the debt to what? Because the information I have is 83 million cedis. It moved from 219 million to 83 million. Are you saying that what the 40 million is out of the 219 million, or is out of the arrears now of 83?
As per your narration, you took it from 200 and then you narrated it to 80. And then now, as I said, this 40 has been paid. Whereas I cannot confirm the 200 and the 89 narration. What I can say on authority is that we have made payment of 40 million cedis to WAEC as of yesterday. That does not mean that the 40 million has gone to totally and absolutely settle whatsoever arrears that we may have with WAEC. But that is also to ensure that WAEC is resourced to conduct the examination we're looking forward to. We've engaged WAEC, and we have had the strongest assurance that as this payment has gone, whatever resource they need is going to be in place, and the examination is going as scheduled, and nothing is going to change on that.
Very well. Thank you so much for that assurance. Now, let's talk about what you've been busying yourself with today. You went to the Adizadel College following that video that went viral, in which video we saw a student assaulting another student in the school. What measures have you gone to take since you went there? What new announcements are there to share with us?
Omaro, since that viral video came to our attention on the Adesadol assault case, it's quite an unfortunate action, one that is not expected to have been done, and one would have even reported that even when it occurred, would have expected that even when it occurred, a report would have probably been made. But all that there were shortcomings in all that. So immediately the matter came to attention to the viral video. We invited the headmaster to Accra in the company of the Director General of DES, where meetings were held in my office to ascertain the fact and to also assess the initial sanctions and measures put in place at the school and regional level. We made some reviews. Just one review, principally at the time that the matter came to the attention of the school head, he suspended all the students involved, including the victim, and also suspended the housemaster of the house in question. We thought that the victim should not be on suspension for failure to report the incident, which is not right, but for such an injury to have been sustained and whatsoever circumstances yet to be established for which he was not confident enough to report such a matter, and close to a week to his starting as WASCCE, it's not a good time to suspend the victim for him to be victim twice. So I overturned that decision. But all other decisions he had initially taken stand until further investigation and pending conclusion of the investigation. But immediately I took the injured student to the hospital to ensure thorough medical examination was administered to him and treatment given. And thankfully, when the lab results and CT scans were assessed by the doctors, they certified that indeed no harm or damage whatsoever that is of concern has sustained, and therefore they discharged him as fine and well. That is the good news to start with. So he was reintegrated back to campus and given all the psychosocial support we directed he be given. The other students involved, particularly the one who perpetrated the crime, yes, the whole thing is that if you're a student and you flout any disciplinary code, yes, the GES disciplinary code and procedures may apply, but the part that infringes upon specific parts of the law will also take its course in that respect. There are repercussions and consequences for every action and misbehavior in line with the law. So the Attorney General's office is prosecuting this case, and the Ghana Police Service also assisting with investigations, and we have directed the school authority since the time we met to be cooperating well with them, and since they have been cooperating. So although the students were asked to be on suspension, they are also being supervised to ensure that they are available to respond to the calls of the Ghana Police Service, and they are available to cooperate with the law enforcement agency until the matter is fully concluded by law. And so that is also going. When I visited the school this morning, initially I could see that their spirits were down, the general student body, the morale was low, but I had the occasion to meet the entire student body and admonish them of the wrong behaviors that they need to turn away from any related tendencies, and reminded them of the purpose and the future that is bright ahead of them, and that the rules are made to protect them in their future, for which they all have to be abiding. And you could see the remorsefulness on their faces. So we have also asked them that a culture of non-reporting incidents is one that will not be condoned. Bullying must be the thing of the past. Never again shall bullying be countenanced on that campus, every other campus. And I encouraged them. By the time we're leaving the campus, they were in high spirit. They were in sound mind. They were jet up. Teaching and learning as we speak is going on at this little campus. And I had the occasion also to meet the headmaster, the teachers, and the management of the school, also to point out our initial observations for whatsoever that may have occasioned such an incident. And even without their notice for that period, it calls for a lot of reforms in their disciplinary system and its provision. So we had discussions on that, and I can assure you that at this adult campus is fine and well, high spirit. final year students are preparing to study their exam. They have the psychosocial support in place for them. And so the environment is positive to support teaching and learning. And so parents must be well assured.
Now, it took you to go take the boy to school.
To the hospital.
Yeah, to the hospital. This would have happened some weeks ago, and it came public days ago. If it took you to move from Accra as minister, go all the way there to pick that boy and send him to school, that means that something is wrong in the management of such issues. Would you say that the school authorities, the management of this particular issue has not been the best? And I would want you to use that opportunity to speak to other school authorities who may encounter a similar incident on what steps they should be taking.
Definitely, if everything had been well, we would not be at this point that we are. And so, whereas we are isolating this case and handling it with its uniqueness and within the merits that it is, we're also saying that if there be any other manifestations of indiscipline similar or related to this happening in any of over 900 SHS and TVET institutions, this must be a turning point. This must be a paradigm shift. Of course, I won't jump the gun to preempt what totally may have gone wrong and what could have been done better, because we will soon be privy to the comprehensive report, which should be ready tomorrow, and we will speak further to that, and that will inform even measures we are going to further put in place. But this must be a wake-up call to all stakeholders. This must be a wake-up call to all stakeholders, school leaders, teachers, house-masters, students, parents. All of us have a role to play in ensuring that when the rules that we've put in place are adhered to, and the disciplinary standards of our students are uplifted. So that is what I would say for now. But to assure you, the full-scale investigation will soon be concluded, and the facts of the matters will fully be laid out, and we'll discuss it.
Very well. We hope that this is not repeated. Thank you for speaking to us.
Thank you very much.
That's the Honorable Reverend Ntim Fordjour. He's Member of Parliament for Asin South, I beg your pardon, and Deputy Minister in charge of Education.